Never ever neglect your true hobbies, guys. Never do that. Don't give up on them. Don't give up on the things you really love in your life and the things that really makes you feel alive and that you thrive on. And that you just want to keep doing. Doesn't matter if you're on a similar journey that I am. You have waken up to the lies of the world and to your true self, that you are something more than you thought you were. I did that for a couple of years ago. I sold as you can see, I have my motorbike stand on me, and this is one of the best things I like to do. I quit doing it I think 4 years ago because it wasn't for that reason. It was more financial reasons. I wanted the money to be invested in other things than to just be in the garage in the winter time. But then I just didn't ride again after that, and I think that was 4 or 5 years ago. So it was a long break, much longer than I thought it was going to be. But the thing is, I just missed it so much, and so this summer I bought a motorcycle again. The things that I really love about this, and that is very connected to the spirituality journey, is that it makes you feel very much alive, and that it forces you to be in the now. It forces you to be in the present moment 100%, because you can't focus on other things when you're riding. That's the difference between driving a car and riding a motorcycle, because when you're on the bike, you're on 2 wheels. You're in so much more. You're put in a much more dangerous situation than you're in when you're riding a four-wheel vehicle, because, well, first of all, you have a roof over your head. You have like a steel barrier around you, so you're kind of protected. But on 2 wheels, you don't have that luxury. So you need to be aware of what you're doing. You need to be aware of your surroundings, and you need to always be one step ahead of you all the time, and one step ahead of everyone else as well. And you also have to think about the other people in the traffic, because this is one of the good things when riding a bike, is that you become a lot better driver as well, driving other vehicles, because you have to be, like I said, intuitive in the traffic. You have to analyze and see what is this guy gonna do now, what is this person do on the left and the right side, and you always have to look in the dead angles and view your head all around like this all the time, because an accident can hit you from nowhere, and it's not always, most of the times it's not the rider's fault. It's usually the other people around in the traffic that can cause the damage and the accident. So that's what I really love about this. You can't think about so much else than just focusing on riding, and that's the only thing you do. Also, especially if you're riding like a faster bike, I'm gonna show it, a retro style bike. So it's kind of like it's a sports bike, but it's not like the most powerful ones, but it's quite powerful, to be honest. Like more power than you can handle on the roads. But it's just so much fun, And I think this is the thing that we usually forget especially when we are on this journey, because that's kind of like was my problem. I had this identity, I fall into this identity trap, spiritual identity, that I couldn't be doing a few stuff that I loved to do before. So riding a bike was one of them. I was like, maybe I shouldn't put too much focus on that anymore, because I'm spiritual now. So, and that is so ridiculous, to be honest, that we fall into that trap, because that's what my view has changed so much the last year now, because it's not about what we're doing, it's about how we approach it, I mean, if we are in the present moment with everything we do, everything makes us feel much more alive. And I think that's why I always felt this with bike, because even though I wasn't aware of it before, it forces me to be in the now, in the present moment. But we should be able to have this kind of feeling with everything that we do. And once you start practicing this more, that you're practicing awareness, you don't think when you do stuff. Everything feels much more lively, and you feel more alive, and you feel much better overall. But I would say that riding a bike is a very good practice in that sense, because the feeling you get afterwards is just amazing. Like you feel, well, it's kind of, the body's producing a lot of endorphins, because that's what happens when you ride it. But because it's such a thrill of a ride, But it makes you, it really puts a smile on your face, no doubt about it. It's quite amazing, to be honest. So I think that whatever you are doing, it doesn't matter. You don't have to be riding a bike. Whatever you like, whatever your hobby is, don't stop doing it because you have entered a new journey in your life. You enter a new path, and according to that path, you can't doing it because that's not what the people are doing. There's so many bullshits out there. So don't fall for the trap I did and believe that you can't do things that you love. So whatever you're doing, whatever you like to do, whatever it's you like to golfing on the weekends, or maybe swimming, or running, jogging, going to the gym, whatever you're doing, reading, writing, maybe painting, stuff like that. Whatever you like to do and makes you feel alive, and just kind of like makes you lose track of time. Keep doing it. Don't never like put that aside because you're supposed to be correct, you know. There's so many things we fall into on this path, and that's definitely one of them. So I mean, we're here to enjoy life. Sometimes we forget about that. We are so serious with everything and so busy and so occupied with things we want to do and things we're going to accomplish, and we're going to be better. But at the end of the day, like, I like to look at like how my grandparents used to live. My dad's dad, my grandpa, he's dead now, and he's gone since 12 years ago. But I mean, he was that kind of guy, like that kind of man, that he just lived with his passion, which was to create furnitures in his garage, like a carpenter. But he wasn't a carpenter, but I don't know what do you say in English when you do like more. It's in a more detailed way. I don't know the word for it, but he had a huge passion for it. He did it all the time. He always, when he woke up, he went into the garage and he started creating things and building stuff. That was his passion, and it was very much out in the nature all the time. I mean, they were out in the garden and they planted fruits and vegetables, and they took care of it, you know. That's what they put the time and effort on. And they weren't occupied with like worrying about the future and the past, and like we do nowadays, because we are stuck in this information age and we are caught up in too much all the time, just bombarding the brain 24/7 with things that aren't even in our experience because it's in other people's experience, but we're focusing on it. And I think we can learn a lot from that generation where they grew up. They didn't have access to that. They didn't worry about those things because they wasn't even aware of it. But nowadays we want to put our nose in everything, and we think we're doing good because we talk about it and we whine about it and complain about it. But at the end of the day, you can't do anything about it. Just accept it, let it go, and change yourself and upgrade you as a version so that you can inspire people and change them around you, because that's how it works. Your energy, when you're raising your energy, you automatically going to raise people's energy around you. But you're not going to raise it by complaining and whining about other things. That's not even in your control. Start doing your hobbies more and enjoy your life instead of just focusing on all the bad stuff all the time. I'm going to make another video about it, but when you become in this situation that you probably are when you listen to this video, that you're more aware, your consciousness is higher, you always have the ability to choose positive or negative. Most people don't have that luxury. They're not even aware of it. So they're just living the life on past behavior, routines, habits, programming. That's their life. But we have the ability to change that. We have the ability to create something else, and that's the magic when we get to this place. So if you haven't ridden a motorcycle, I really suggest you try it out, because it's so amazing, it's so much fun. It's it's incredible feeling, to be honest. Like the open roads, serpentine roads, if you can find that, just accelerating out of it like a good corner. That's an amazing feeling. So if you ever tried it, please leave a comment down below if you agree with me, and if you also think it's amazing. Because I would really say it's kind of like a fast lane into the spiritual world, in a sense. Even though a lot of people who ride it probably not are aware of these things, I think they live a lot in the present moment, because when they're riding the bike, that's what they have to do. Because if you don't do that, then you're caught up in thoughts and think about other things, you're probably not going to live very long, because you will most likely turn up in an accident, unfortunately. So that's what I learned. Always stay put and stay focused on what you're doing when you're riding a vehicle that is a much greater situation than if you had 4 wheels. So I want to leave you with that. I'm gonna keep riding now. I'm riding back to my hometown. So, but see you soon. Take care. Bye.